Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about Pingdong Reservoir. This is my outline. I am going to talk about Taiwan's drought, the effect of water shortage, Pingdong County's Great Chaozhou Artificial Lake, Pingdong Mudan Reservoir, and the solutions of water shortage. First, I'm going to talk about Taiwan's drought. Taiwan is supposed to be one of the rainiest places in the world. Throughout the spring in 2021, Taiwan has to cope with the worst drought in more than 5 decades due to fewer typhoons. Taiwan is no stranger to water shortages. Many of its reservoirs are at less than 20% capacity, with water levels at some falling below 10%. Most of the main island's rainfall flows into the sea due to its range of steep mountains and the lack of extensive river system. President urged the people to conserve water in early March. The government also resorted to cloud seeding around several reservoirs, but the measure did not get good results. Most reservoirs in Taichung, Hsinchu, and Maui are less than 15% full. And the next problem is the effect of water shortage. If these and other reservoirs in Taiwan dry up, it would be detrimental for the global electronics sector. It is likely that government will continue to support water access for the technology parks rather than agriculture, because so many of the products people use are powered by semiconductors like computer chips made by Taiwanese companies. It is said that the cost should not affect production, and that would rely on around 90% of the most advanced microchips are manufactured in Taiwan. The water supply is turned off for residents and business for 2 days a week in 3 cities and counties, including one of its biggest city, Taichung. And next I'm going to introduce the Great Chaozhou Artificial Lake. Great Chaozhou Artificial Lake is not meant for a water shortage, but to redirect water from typhoons and other heavy rainfalls from the Limbian Creek into the Meme Lake to rapidly seep under the surface and become subterranean water. This is the reason why seeing a dry man-made lake is completely normal, because its function was never to store water above ground, but to rapidly transport water to the water table below the ground. And what about subsidence? The Great Chaozhou Artificial Recharge Lake, which is located on top fan area of the right bank of Limbian River in Pingtung. The recharged water of reservoir might not only supply the water in the coast area, but also flow into the nearby Donggang River watershed. The excessive extraction of underground water along Taiwan's western coastal corridor has led to land subsidence and soil salinization. Underground water extraction has gained a bad reputation for people. If they effectively use the underground space, we can store a large amount of water. The water was extracted from up to 200 meters below the surface of Pingdong Plain, covering 1,220 square kilometers. They extract 150 million tons water by pumping wells per year. It is said that they redirected the Limbian Creek flood water into underground to raise water table. It alleviated land subsidence and slowed down the salinization. Next, I'm going to introduce another reservoir, It's called Pingtung Mudan Reservoir. It's in Mudan Township in Pingtung County. It was officially opened in 1995. It's the largest reservoir in Pingtung. It collects the water from Lulan and Mudan Creek. It contains a total storage capacity of 30 million cubic meters. The daily water supply of Mudan Reservoir is 100,000 tons and the annual water supply is 3.7 million tons. It supplies water for domestic and agriculture in Chechen, Fangliao, Fangshan, Penchun, Mudan Township. And because Mudan Reservoir is very beautiful, it gradually develops as a sightseeing spot in Mudan Township. Before you arrive Mudan Reservoir, you will pass through Mudan Bridge first. The most obvious look of this bridge is the red semicircular archway. There are many Aboriginal totems carved on both sides of the archway. After entering the reservoir, you will see the height 65 meters and 231 steps of the ladder beside the reservoir, and you will see the magnificent Mudan Dam and the beautiful view. Next, I'm going to talk about the solution of Taiwan water shortage. Taiwan's lawmakers called on the government to raise the water bill today because the country is facing the worst drought. Taiwanese people enjoy the cheapest water in Asia, with 9.2 NT dollars charged per unit on average. In neighboring Japan, a unit of water costs 49.6 NT dollars on average. I think the government should formulate a new billing mechanism to have business consuming the most water pay a reasonable price for their consumption. We don't want to pay the water that business waste due to the low price. The largest water users include TSMC, China Steel Corporation, and the CPC Corporation. The bill should reflect the cost of producing water. I also support the idea of taxing the main users. And next solution is seawater desalination technology. Desalination is a process that takes away mineral components from saline water. Generally, desalination refers to removal of salts and minerals from a target substance. It can produce water for human consumption and irrigation. Taiwan totally have 22 desalination plants for our livelihood water and thermal power plants on outlying islands. And it's easy to get seawater, but we don't have any desalination plants on the main island, except the power plants. Although the cost of desalination water is much higher than we use, it's cheaper than shipping the water from main island to outlying islands. Therefore, we must set more desalination plants on the islands to solve the drought. I think the new technology will deal with the high cost, ecological impacts, and energy consumption problems such as Saudi Arabia, Israel, and Singapore. And the last solution is replacing the old water pipes. Due to the old water pipes, 440 million tons of water is leaked per year, and it is equivalent to 2.5 reservoirs. Although replacing the old pipes is difficult, it's important to change the iron or copper pipes to PVC or stainless steel pipes. Thus, changing different pipes won't lead to rust accumulation. And this is the end of my presentation. And this is my reference. Thank you for listening.